Hey there, this is Ricky DAWkings here with episode 1 of How to Use Logic Pro X and Other DAWs Properly. This first episode is intended as simply a quick introduction, both to DAWs themselves and to my aims for this series. There's no shortage of wonderful tutorials available online about so many aspects of music production, but one is also likely to run into videos that are either too long, or inexpertly produced, or even provide incorrect, misleading, or useless information. So my intent here is to create a series of short videos, each highlighting some essential element of music production, and hopefully provide both beginners and advanced users a fresh or refreshing view of these wonderful tools. Here we go. What is a DAW? There are many DAWs available these days. Some prominent ones include Pro Tools, Logic Pro, Ableton Live, Reason, and Logic Pro X. Regardless of their name, they all do the same thing, and thusly are all called DAWs, which stands for Digital Analog Workplace. Digital refers to the fact that we're always using computers when we use these programs, and most computers these days are digital. Analog refers to sound waves, which are almost always analog. Think, for instance, of vinyl records, grand pianos, or synthesizers. All of these are sound-making devices, also known as instruments, that produce what are called analog waves, and which can be either square or triangle. And don't worry if you don't hear the difference yet between these various shapes of waves. As you produce more music and listen more deeply, you'll start to observe the subtle changes between these. Okay, whatever. Also, don't worry about non-analog sounds. Most DAWs these days can record things like electric guitar or even electric bass pretty well, even though it's likely not to sound as great as the analog instruments. Workplace. Well, this one's fairly obvious, as these DAWs will be your workplace, so to speak, for making music. Great. For this series, I'll often focus on Logic Pro X as it's my primary DAW, though I might visit with others as well. You can use a lot of what you learned about one DAW in all the others, because basically they're all the same with just some cosmetic variations in the GUI, which is the general user interface, which I'll discuss in episode 2. Please subscribe and watch episode 2 about DAW GUIs.